Well, after 16 years, the city of Meridian will be seeing a new leader come November, as Mayor Tammy DeVere announcing she is retiring. And there's quite the group that is trying to replace the four-time mayor, as 5 candidates have filed to take on that seat. Joey Prechtel joins us in studio now to tell us a little bit more about each of those candidates. Joey?
Well, yeah, Brian, as you said, 5 candidates trying to take over as the next mayor, from Robert Simonson, the current chief of staff for the mayor. Current city council candidate Ann Little Roberts is running, as well as former city council member Sean Wardle, and state representative Joe Palmer is running, as well as Gina Johnson, a Meridian resident. Now, we spoke to each one of these candidates today and asked them a few questions. Now, the questions were centered around a major topic: growth. A report earlier this year showed that Idaho's second largest city is actually the state's fastest growing. Each one of the candidates talked to me today about some possible solutions to tackling the growth.
The ability to understand the future implications of making decisions that relate to it. We need to be able to take a lot of things into account, and if planning and zoning and the future of Meridian development is to take it into account, we need to consider everyone impacted.
I'm concerned that when someone moves in from out of state, they immediately get to pay the exact same tax rate that I do. So I propose that if you move in from out of state, you get to wait 3 years for your homeowner's exemption. We take that money and we pay for roads and schools.
The unintended consequences that we're seeing with overcrowding in the schools and the roads. And I think that we just need to make sure that we are having the conversations and working really closely with Ada County Highway District that takes care of the roads, along with Idaho Department of Transportation that's responsible for Shinden and for Eagle Road.
Being on the Transportation Committee for most of my career in the legislature, I've built relationships with both ACHD and ITD. Those need to be partnerships between the city and those highway districts. The city doesn't get to make the decisions on the roads, but they do have input.
And that really encompasses around transportation as well as schools. Those are 2 issues that people have really been talking about as I've been out knocking doors. You know, for growth, we just need to make sure we have responsible growth, and responsible growth, that's looking at it from the frame of, does it solve a problem or does it create a problem?
Now, that was just part of their response to the topic of growth in the city. Now, Mayor Tammy has been in her position for nearly 16 years now, so we asked each one of the candidates about some new ideas that they would bring to the position if elected, and here's what they had to say.
I want to put together a task force that will provide a center, basically a plaza per se, at the 10-mile Franklin area.
I believe that government should be accountable, and I will create an Office of Government Accountability so that citizens can know not only where their dollars are spent, but what's going on in their city hall.
When you've done something as well as we have, I don't know that there would be anything new, but maybe a little bit different. We definitely need to keep up on our open space and our parks.
The biggest thing to me is that we change our transportation ideas in some way, that we can try and move transportation forward. Technology is going to change a lot in transportation, so we need to be prepared for that.
Well, I've got some new ideas about how we might be able to work with ACHD in terms of helping finance special road projects in Meridian, the ones that are going to be most critical for our residents.
Now, we were able to provide you a small picture of what these candidates stand for and what they would do if elected mayor. But these candidates did have much more to say, and we're working on getting the full interviews up online right now. We'll get those up for you to listen to later tonight. Brian?
Yeah, a lot to put up there online. We'll look forward to that. But again, a couple of months here to talk about it. Again, growth, always the #1 topic, especially with thousands of people moving into the Treasure Valley almost every month. All right, thanks, Joey.